Please don't have a brother complex. Please don't have a brother complex. Please don't have a blood. Blah, 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 blah. Thank you to our final patrons, Strawbones, Weather4765, Midnight Gem Lord, Sean, and Artgoon. And a very big thank you to our $25 patron, Alex Ice Rose. Now, we're having this breakdown / live reaction to chapter 120 of Chainsaw Man. Please go ahead and leave your own list on the chapter in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, hit that little notification bell to miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below. You support Rizzo as one down with links to videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for Rizzo as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Now, let's hop into chapter 120. What's up, guys? I'm here. Here we are to do a live reaction and review to chapter 120 of Chainsaw Man, which is known as Triangle. Like, literally just the three-sided thing. I'm actually kind of intrigued to see how this, because is someone going to say triangle? Because I don't know. Because the past couple chapters have had a motif where the chapter title factors in a major way. So I'm interested to see where this goes. And let's not waste any more time. Editing me. Ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I do in fact have it on me at all times. You might as well call me I have it on me, man. But regardless, let's see. I kind of like, I don't know, because Chainsaw Man has like 2-week intervals. My brain kind of just like files it in the back for a while. So I forgot that she got a whole chain through her head. I don't know why. This image just completely escaped my mental for some reason. I was like, oh yeah. I just, like, my brain just remembered Nayuta showed up at the end of the last chapter. Cool. I forgot what she did when she showed up at the end of the last chapter. But, but it disappears. It disappeared. I love how Denji looks more like shocked and disgusted rather than actually afraid. He's like, come on now. This is the 5th one this week now. I'm trying to get you a mom, I swear. Do you know how hard it is to be a single father? At least that's what I assume. Let's see. And it is specifically Yoru. Very interesting. So, Horseman's powers can affect other Horsemen's. I guess that makes sense. I mean, yeah, we saw Famine do the teleporting thing on Yoru, and specifically just Yoru, like literally the external presence that is Yoru, Famine took away. So I guess, but this is interesting because now, oh wow, now I think about it, even with Makima going and Nayuta incarnating into, well, Control incarnating into Nayuta, War still is likely the baby. Like, unless, like, who knows, maybe Death hasn't spawned yet, like, they're still loading into the match, but right now, out of the ones we know exist, she's the baby. Like, Nayuta incarnated before her. Famine definitely incarnated before her. So War really is just baby. So who knows? Maybe you can resist each other's powers after you've been around for a while. We know that Makima didn't want to interfere with them directly. She rather wanted Chainsaw Man to eat them. So it's entirely possible that instead of their powers being able to properly interact with each other when they're all around the same level of age and experience, they can resist each other, and that's why Makima wanted to have Chainsaw Man get rid of them, because Chainsaw Man would get rid of them permanently and wouldn't have any power resistance. I don't know, it seems like... And she's a dog. Is she really just a dog? They look so happy. They're like, one of us. Nah, but... Really? I mean, it's not... Okay, it is a pretty awful fate. like I was about to say, you know, maybe it's not that, but like, I couldn't imagine. Imagine you're just hanging out with somebody, and then someone busts down the door, points their finger at you, and suddenly you're a dog. Like, to be fair, you wouldn't know better. You wouldn't be able to tell, because you'd be dog. But just think of the implications of that. You went from a fully sentient creature. I don't want to call, it sounds bad, I don't want to call Yoru a human being, because she really isn't. She is the incarnation of War. But you went from something that was sentient to something that is constantly debated about being sentient. Like, according to most scientists, dogs are not sentient. They just live by instinct and can be trained. So imagine going from complex thoughts about your own mortality to food, water, walks, toy, food. And it's just, that's what's looping over and over in your brain. Maybe it'd be a happy life for some people, but like, I don't want that. And notably, I have existential crises every other minute. Like, I'd be thinking like, wow, I really am nothing but a speck on the terms of human existence. In 300 years, unless I do something great, no one will remember my name. Like, something I do be having that. I do just be thinking sometimes. I be thinking extremely hard sometimes. But even with that, like, I would prefer to be able to think than to just be dog. That's the question for the day. Would you rather be able to think, or would you rather be dog? Specifically, Denji and Nayuta's dog too. You don't get a choice of whoever you're on. Sounds so wrong. You don't get a choice of whoever you're on, but you don't get a choice of whoever owns you. It has to be Denji and Nayuta. Tell me if you would be dog down below. Let's see. Oh, okay. At least she finds it funny. I'm not like. It may just be because, like, it's more silly that she just got turned into a dog. But I think a lot of the Makima imagery is sort of being negated already. Like, I don't think she's actually just Makima 2.0. I don't really see it. At least for right now, I don't really see this being Makima reincarnated. It is control. It obviously, I keep saying it. She obviously has the same powers as her previous incarnation. Maybe to a different degree. Once again, I don't think we ever saw it come out of the finger very specifically. But regardless of that, I don't know. I wouldn't see Makima laughing like this. She laughed before, but it was in very different circumstances. Both laugh after getting a dog, but now I think about it, it is just as jacked up. Like, Makima didn't turn Denji into a dog through her powers. She just gave him, like, the level of obedience of a dog through slaughtering all his friends. Meanwhile, Nayuta just said, "You dog now," and then she got a dog. But they're both sentient hybrids, which is crazy to think about. She's notably, I mean, I can't necessarily tell. Her expression doesn't. I think she's actually still aggressive, which is kind of hilarious. Like, no matter what mental state she's in, Yoru is always aggressive. But I love how the dogs just seem so happy. They're like, new person, more walkies. Yes. That's funny. Let's see. Nayuta, what did you do? Turned her into a dog? Why? Because she spit on my Denji, I get it. It's part of her, like, existence. Like, I bet, like, you ever heard that story about the scorpion and the frog? Where, like, I think they literally tell it in God of War. I forget if it's God of War 1 or Ragnarok. But I think it literally goes like, hey, let me hop on your back. We cross the river, mutually benefit. I won't sting you. I get some help. We get to go. All good. But you're a scorpion. You're gonna sting me. No, I won't. If I sting you, we both drown. Like, what good does that do either of us? I mean, I guess Denji would be the frog in this case, because it looks like the nature of control is to control. So even despite Denji raising her, presumably with lots of love, just like he was told to at the end of Chainsaw Man Part 1, she still views him as property. Which isn't a brother complex, it's a superiority one. But it's a complex nonetheless. I don't know. At least based on the previous chapter, I thought. Then again, I should have been able to figure that Denji was in a more subservient position to her, because he's doing everything for her now. Like, it just seems to be how it is, and all of the rules instituted in this house seem to be based on what Nayuta would want, rather than what Denji would want. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. Even when I was a child, like, you didn't necessarily get free reign like this. Like, if I did, let's just say randomly, possess the ability to turn people into dogs, like, my family would not have let me done that. Like, there would have been a rule, like no dogs and no extra dogs in the house. You get the actual ones. You can't turn people into dogs. But once again, Denji's like, what, 6? I do not have my Googler near me, so I don't know. But he's still a teenager, right? He's not even in his 20s yet. So obviously being a single father to a being that has magical powers cannot be easy. I don't think I could do any better than Denji in this scenario. I'd be afraid of being turned into a dog too. But still, it's kind of sad that one way or another, Denji just ended up as the property of control. Is this a much less mentally damaging relationship between Control and Chainsaw Man? Yes, but still, it's not the healthiest. I hope this changes throughout the course of the series. I'm my own property. Turn her back this instant. Oh, okay, Denji. Okay. Maybe I was talking too much smack. Put some bass in your voice then. Talk that Chainsaw Man talk. Okay. I'm hungry. Can't do it. No. She seems, ironically enough, hold on, let me keep reading. Huh? Fine, I'll cook something. Turn her back once you've eaten. Okay? She seems like Power. She doesn't even seem like Maki-Man anymore. Like now, I mean, she has to say, it's like if you gave Makima's powers to Power. Like, just so simple. Like, once again, it's not very violent. It's not very out of control, crazy or dark or anything like that. It's just that she's just high on her horse and using her powers for dumb stuff. Which presumably would I be Power if I had powers? Like, hopefully I'd be slightly more intelligent. I know I can't be smarter than super intelligent Power. Like, Power with glasses clears me. But like, if I had powers, I also wouldn't be like anything. I don't think I would ever be a villain. Like, every single time I see those posts online where people are like, the moment me and my bro get powers, and it's like Goku Black and Zamasu standing over the ruins of Trunks' future. I'm like, why? Why are you all suddenly becoming mass monsters? Like, even if you were to give me the power of Goku, I'd just fly everywhere. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too passive of an individual, but I wouldn't want to cause problems for people. I don't know. And admittedly, turning people into dogs is still causing problems for them. Presumably. Who knows? Once again, tell me if you would be a dog in the comment section down below. But even with that being the case, it's kind of interesting how she's mellowed out in comparison to her previous incarnation. Oh, she's chilling with the dogs. And yeah, she does seem peaceful though. I'm not sure. Oh, interesting. She's fighting it. Like, so it seems like she does have like a fraction of consciousness, but that just seems to entirely disappear once we get here. Like, she just, like true dog do. Finish your food and turn her back already. I'm serious. Hey, this is my food. Bad dog. Oh, that's nice. Oh, see, I wonder what he sees when he looks at her. Because presumably, right, she does even in fact kind of look like Makima. Like, I don't think Makima had a braid though, did she? Did she? Did Makima have a braid? I need my Googler. I don't know where my Googler is. But at least in like the framing of the hair and everything, the only thing is one eye is kind of covered with Nayuta for the most part. She looks like Makima. So maybe he just sees Makima when he looks at her. But like, personality-wise, does he see Power? Like the way I'm seeing Power right now? Does he see... I mean, I'm not sure what her official hair color is, but I think she actually does have the same hair color as Reize. So, like, what does he see when he looks at her? Because this kind of, like, if you gave Reize's general appearance, subtracted 10 years, gave it Makima's abilities and Power's personality, now that I think about it, Nayuta really is kind of just the culmination of all three women that were really important in Denji's life. Interesting. That's got to be purposeful. That's got to be on purpose. Let's see. Because, like, you can see, that is the most, like, introspective, sad... Like, there's so many emotions in this one panel alone. So, you know there's got to be some, like, complicated feelings regarding raising Control. It's got to be crazy. Hey, are you sure you want me to turn her back? Huh? Nayuta. You can't walk a human legally. I mean, I've heard stories of people who've traveled to places and they've seen people walking humans. But I think that was different. I think the humans consented to being walked, which was a little out of left field, but you know, it's the current year. I don't judge people openly online. But regardless, I don't think are you what would you put her in the pound? Like, I'm not even exactly sure what you would do with her. Like, do you have to feed her dog food now? Like, I don't know. How dog is she? It's just mentality, right? Like, she's just mentally a dog. You can't do regular dog things with it. What if she needs to go to the bathroom? I don't want to clean that up. like, like, come on now. Is she even house trained? Like, what level of dog did you make her? Is she fresh out? Is she fresh out? Like, or is she a well-trained? Like, I don't know. I just wouldn't want to keep a human. Like, that's just beyond my jurisdiction. I can barely keep and take care of myself. Not to talk of a human that's also now a dog. So no, Nayuta, I would not want her. Denji, you know, Fujimoto has to know of the fandom. Like, there's no way. I took a sip to that. I was drinking water. Stay hydrated, folks. Drink your H2O. But Denji, everyone you meet tries to end you, right? It makes you think this dog is any different. Ironically enough, not only is this kind of like a jab at what the fandom always says, like, legitimately, Power tried to get rid of him. Makima technically never did. She tried to get rid of his independence, but she technically never did try to get him up out of here. I mean, kind of, actually. No, she did. Because she wanted Chainsaw Man. She didn't necessarily want Denji. So, she tried to get him up out of here. Reize initially tried to get him up out of here. I mean, Himeno didn't try. Himeno is the only one in his life that didn't try to get him up out of here. But she has a point. She does have a point. And like, I don't think she knows, unless she got like a data scan of War or Yoru's memories, she wouldn't know. But she is right. Even Yoru doesn't really want him. Asa is in love, so I don't think she wants to get him up out of here either. But Yoru, you know, the one who can autonomously take control of the body and then what, 3 times to Denji's face yell spinal cord sword? Yeah, she doesn't necessarily want Denji either. Even though Denji is seemingly immune to their powers due to hybrid status. Thank you for the people who corrected me, by the way. But with that being the case, I still think she does kind of have a point. But now that doesn't mean make her a dog. Like, just leave her alone. If that's the case, if we're worried about Denji being... And then again, Denji's made it through. Like, he's made it out. So maybe, what's another chance? Why not? Why? It's a feeling I get. It's a feeling I get. Ah. Wait, what? hold on. Maybe I'm a little bit stupid. Wait, what is... Are you sure you want me to turn her back? Huh? Everyone you meet tries to get rid of you. What makes you think this dog is any different? Why? It's the feeling I get. Oh. So he does care. He does care, despite what Yoru / Asa assumed. Denji does. He has some care for them, which is nice. If you say so. It's not like you do. Another thing that's true. It's not like Denji, like I said, Denji's never, he's made it out before. He's clutched up before. So why would this clutch up be any different? Alright. I like Nayuta's logic. Okay, I'll turn her back on 2 conditions. If you won't abide by them, I'll leave her as a dog for what? Nayuta, you can't just make people dogs. How many people have become dogs because of Nayuta? I'm genuinely concerned now. Because this seems like her first option. Like, she didn't ask any questions. There was no common human decency or consideration. She just saw War, and who knows, maybe she immediately recognized her as War. We don't know how much information Nayuta has from any of her previous incarnations. How much she fully understands of anything. Because we haven't gotten much of her. We got what? This is what? Her 3rd chapter existing in the series? Because she was introduced in the final chapter of part 1. Then, yeah, last chapter, she was right at the very end in this chapter. This is all we've gotten of Nayuta. So we really have no context for how deep her abilities go, how powerful she is, how much knowledge she has. But even with that being the case, I feel like she's turned people into dogs. Like, there's just there's now a human pound somewhere of Nayuta dogs. Because they're humans turned to dogs. Let's see. On 2 conditions. If you won't abide by them, I'll leave her a dog for life. What do you want? 1. From now on, you let me eat ice cream every day. I don't know why I expected something. Like, once again, since she is giving me massive power vibes, I don't know what I expected. The second condition has got to be something Especially, yeah, it's a page turn. There's got to be something drastic with the second edition. The first one, though, that's fine. I'm like Nayuta so far has been an interesting character. A different direction than what I expected Fujimoto to take the character. I'm not gonna lie. It has some aspects of what I thought. I did think she was going to have some controlling aspects just by her nature, and it appears that this is the case. Denji's doing what she wants, even if slightly begrudgingly, and like Nayuta's the one controlling the deals here, despite the fact that I think Denji should still win in a fight because he's a hybrid. But then again, does Yoru count as a hybrid, or just like what is Yoru? Does she count as an incarnation or a hybrid? I'm not exactly sure. Because if Denji is immune to powers because of his hybrid status, then Yoru should hypothetically be immune too. But she isn't. I need to figure out what Yoru is. That's interesting now that I think about it. But then again, I suppose Nayuta is still... Because she's not using her powers on Denji. It may be out of respect or something. But we know the condition that's met for Nayuta to, or for control in general, to use their powers of controlling people. They have to view themselves as higher than the person they want to control. That's the reason Makima couldn't just bang Denji. Quite literally bang. Well, not quite literally, stop. But that's the reason why Nayuta, or no, Makima couldn't just bada bing, bada boom, you're my dog in the room, Denji, and she had to like mentally break him first, is because since she saw him as Chainsaw Man, Denji even straight up admits she never saw Denji, she only saw Chainsaw Man. She couldn't view Chainsaw Man as beneath her. Chainsaw Man was her idol. So that's why her powers can never work on him. So Nayuta already naturally seems to see Yoru as beneath her, but she's going out of her way to make deals with Denji. She's willing to do things he wants under certain conditions, which means that at least mentally, maybe entirely subconsciously, she does view Denji as an equal, enough that she would take what he says into consideration. Interesting. I'm very interested to see more of this dynamic. When we'll see more of it, I don't know. Because I wonder how much time we're really going to spend in this chapter with them. 2, no more getting friendly with her. And maybe a brother complex. Gosh darn it, Fujimoto. Gosh darn. Put this. It's not worth it. Gosh darn it. Are you for real? Uh-huh. Believe me, you're better off that way. I don't like her scent. So she's gotta know. And even if she doesn't know, she subconsciously knows. Because that's interesting. Nayuta doesn't want her getting closer because of the scent. I'm trying to think, who else could smell? There was some, there are just multiple things that are like conflating in my head. Like, I'm thinking of Blue Lock Isagi smelling a goal. I'm thinking of Kingdom Hearts, where Riku could smell darkness for one game. Like, that never comes back after Chain of Memories. He could just smell darkness for one game. Could Makima smell specific things? I think it was a thing. She recognized people by sense. I think that was mentioned right at the end. So that's another thing that Nayuta just picked up. Interesting. But it is actually kind of hilarious how she just laid up on Hasa, like, or Yoru's like, let's go Shigeki. Like, literally is just a dog. But then again, I had tiny dogs. I couldn't lay on them without hurting them. So maybe it's different. Any of my husky or large dog owners, do you ever lay on your dog? I don't know. I had small dogs. They're like yay big. I could not, or I think about this big, if you can see it, like that big, just about. So I could not lay on them without hurting them. But if you have a big dog, do you lay on your dogs? If you have big people, do you lay on your people? Let's see. I don't like her scent. Interesting. Does she smell like wet dog? That's a good smell. Wet dog? My dogs did not smell pleasant after I walked them in the rain. I don't know. Anyway, don't act friendly with her. Oh. Nayuta, you need a mom, gosh darn it. The bills can't pay themselves. And you want ice cream every day. You know how expensive ice cream is in this economy? Then again, it is like $19.99. So who knows? Maybe ice cream is more reasonable at the time. But even still, Nayuta, you need a mother. Gosh darn it. Denji cannot single father this. If you dog every single girl he brings home, you cannot expect to ever get a mom, Nayuta. You need to be patient. And considering you could just body bag her, right? Like, who knows? Maybe when Yoru gets more powerful, it'd actually be a decent fight. But like, you showed up, bang. It was an instant GG. So she's not even really a threat. Like, sure, you don't like her scent, which may be like a potential thing. Maybe she senses that Yoru could get much more powerful if she ever gets what she wants. And maybe that's it. She's like we're not taking a risk. She's risk averse in terms of investing. She's not willing to invest in this mom because she could sense the hypothetical danger this mom could bring. Maybe. But even still, Nayuta, you're what? 13? If that? You appear to be very young. I believe you're still younger than Asa and Denji by a couple years. At least based off the ending of part 1. So if you're already this powerful and you can just body bag her, you already view her as beneath you, you can use your powers on her to turn her into a dog like that, take the risk. Why not? And once again, as you admit, Denji has failed to go anywhere yet. I highly doubt that even Yoru will be able to take him out. So I don't know. I'll alter her memories so she thinks you stood her up today. Yeah, Nayuta. But once again, part of me is like, oh no, brother complex. But the other part of me is like, this is literally her nature. Like, controlling things is her nature. It's literally in her name. Not in her name, literally. I don't think Nayuta translates to control or anything like that. But we know she is the incarnation of control. So controlling things probably brings her comfort. You ever have that one friend that seems to have their entire life micromanaged? That's Nayuta. Why? Do you worry for them because you think they're spending way too much time micromanaging their life? Yes, but it makes them happy. That's the case with Nayuta right now. Yes, is it quite concerning that she doesn't want Denji to live any sort of life beyond her jurisdiction? Yeah, but at the same time, ask the Scorpion not to sting you. I wish you the best of luck with that. All right, let's see. Yo, what? But then she'll hate me. So what? You're done getting close to her anyway. See, if I were a single father of a being with superpowers, and I also had superpowers, how much would I let this slide? And I was immune to the superpowers of my daughter. I don't think I'm letting that slide. Like, I think I'm gonna, like, notably, I get it. He's very much older brother rather than single father. Like, we all call him a single father because, he's struggling to pay rent. He's got bills to pay. He's got to put food on the table all at the same time while going to school. He literally is like a true single father, except instead of college, he's going to high school. But even with that being the case, it's like, darn. I just feel bad for bro because he's under the thumb of another control. Like, literally from, chapter 1 of Chainsaw Man, he was put under Makima's thumb. And his whole journey throughout Chainsaw Man was going through it and lifting up the thumb, getting free of it. And now, in an effort to raise control to be better, he's back underneath the thumb of control. It sucks. I mean, I don't want to say Nayuta's going to be an antagonist for this story. I get, like, look at this. Does this look like an antagonist to you? It doesn't look like she's smiling, though. It looks like she's gritting her teeth, but that peace sign, it is a reference to how Denji always peace sign in the original series. But I don't know. I'm very mixed on this. I get it. It's a very different situation to the part 1. Sure, it's literally the same characters, one just reincarnated and one literally just being Denji. But I feel bad for him because his whole journey was getting freedom, and now he's out of freedom again. I just feel bad for. I guess I just feel bad for bro. Like, I'm just sitting here thinking about it. I feel bad. That's my only thing. I just feel bad for Brody. What is that face? What in the world is that face? Oh, that's her. I don't know how to do that. I think it's something like that. It's just it's drawn so weird, and I'm nearsighted. Then again, it's like 2 feet away from me. I should be able to tell what that face is. But Denji's like, oh, so he's picking between his two loves, right? And not in that way, half in that way, because I think he does actually definitely like, not if not love, he does have interest in Asa / Yoru, but it's literally like, ironically enough, once again going back to the single father thing, it's like choosing between a hypothetical girlfriend and your daughter from a previous marriage or anything like that. Most dads, if they're, well, maybe not, let me not say this, because once again, I'm not a single father. I do not have any experience with that, so I'm not saying this, but based on people I know who are single parents and stories I've heard from like secondary sources, usually you're always going to pick your kid. And in this case, Nayuta is the kid. So the kid wants something, the kid's going to get it. I definitely understand. I get it. It's a very different dynamic, but I'm still seeing the macro themes here of Chainsaw Man being under the control of control. And look at how happy she gets when she gets what she wants. So, darn, that's rough. That is rough. No barking. Man, that's sad. And yep, it happened. So she's just there. Wow. It's getting dark. I think we've been stood up. It's possible he truly isn't into you. He seemed to be taken with you at the aquarium date, but we might be better off targeting a different boy. Yeah, so it's just done. Interesting. I don't think it's going to last. That's a very... I think... I mean, I know Denji was already relegated to supporting character. Like, legit in the whatever I think at the beginning of a volume or something, wherever I saw, there's a whole uproar about it. People were so mad that Denji in the series title Chainsaw Man is not the main character, just a supporting one. But the series is still called Chainsaw Man, even if they're not meant to get friendly with each other as per Nayuta's request, if not order, really. I think they will find a way to get close again. I think it's just natural, because you don't write. It's like writing Naruto without Naruto, right? Like sure, you can do it for a short bursts, or maybe even long bursts. There were some times in Naruto where Naruto didn't show up for chapters at a time. Anytime we followed Sasuke, Naruto was barely in the story. But I think if that's it, that's all we're going to get. I don't think we're going to go without Denji forever. I don't think he's going to just disappear into the background like Kishibe. Where is Kishibe? Why is he not paying the bills? But even with that being the case, that is definitely a bit rough. He must have forgotten. Not that I care. I mean, I was only going on this date to warn him to stay away from me anyway, which is true. She did do that. I didn't want to spend much money on dating. Plus, I wanted to do my schoolwork. In fact, you know what? I'm glad he forgot. I'll admit the feeling slightest desire for a human... Yo. You know, there's another series where I talk about where a character is so atrociously down bad that I think they belong in prison. There is another series just like that. You know, if you know, which is the exact series that I'm talking about. But even still, with that being the case, dog, what? I'm not even gonna put the voice on for this. I need you to listen. I'll admit to feeling the slightest desire for human touch for a moment there. You ever been so deprived of physical human interaction that the slightest touch has you, like, scratching and itching for it? Like, you want to be, like... Now, admittedly, there have been times in my life where I've been down atrociously. Like, to insane degrees. But never, like, I don't think that sentence would have ever left my mouth. Even in my worst, most down bad, most sweet mother of mercy, someone get this man some mental help moments, never been that down bad. Not in my days. Not ever in my days, dog. What? But that only happened because I was confined in a small space with a member of the... for an extended period of time. It was the hormones kicking. I mean, technically, she's not wrong. Hormones... Like, what is it? I think what? Like, the quote-unquote love hormones can pop up in your brain if you maintain eye contact for too long with somebody you could hypothetically be interested in. So, like, If you want to like gaslight people into liking you or or like linger, just look into their eyes for an extended period of time. Lock eyes with them, and it can actually have effects based on hormones and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure. Google it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure extended eye contact can actually jack up the brain. I don't know. I look everyone in the eyes just because it's how I was raised, to be polite. But like, hit people with that and they'll suddenly have feelings. At the end of the day, my priority is to beat Chainsaw Man and get my body back. There's no reason for me to... I'm still so shocked on why you believe you're going to get your body back. What do you think about that? This is not JJK. There's no binding vow system here. I don't think you're going to be able to get your body back, or Asa. That's not in the contract. There's no reason for me to be so stuck on Denji. Actually, I prefer solitude. I have an easier time imitating my own personal happiness without him, you know? Uh-huh. Yoru really is just us. But, I mean, the thing is, I like my personal time. I can, for an extended period of time, just vibe in the void. I don't know. The brain can just shut off sometimes. I don't got much brain power running anyway, so when I need to go, it'll just... Or even when I don't need to go, it'll just be like, oh, you know what? Off switch. And then they'll just shut down. But still, humans are social creatures. We were built as social creatures. Like, we are what is it? I always forget. I always keep referencing the Vsauce video. But, like, he spent a couple days in isolation and nearly went insane. The reason why solitary confinement is, like, the worst punishment you can get is because you're literally alone with nothing but your thoughts. Make sure you have connections. It's not healthy if you don't. But let's see. Is this legit just the same panel? There's got to be slight differences. I mean, I get it. It's for emphasis, but gosh darn it. Is this the spot? Is this the spot the difference challenge? Because I can't spot it. Wait. No, I literally can't spot the difference. Gosh darn it, Fujimoto. Let's see. Oh, she's sad. What's wrong with me? All she care about is getting my body back. I was about to make a horrible joke. Nope, let's not. Let's not. Let me pause. Well, you didn't even hear it, so perfect. We're good. We're good. Don't even have to edit that out. Editing me, you're good. Stay hydrated, folks. That goes the pencil. Sponsored by staying hydrated. Water. Drink it. Let's see. All she care about is it. Whoa. What is with these chapters and jump scaring me? You okay? What do you want? I mean, what are you doing? Absolutely nothing. Will you keep me company for a bit then? Yoshida? You trying to get in where war can fit in if you don't... Okay, no. But, interesting. I know, like, everyone in the fandom, left, right, up, down, backwards, like, shaking and jiving, believing that this guy's death. And I can see it. Like, presumably that would be, like, if I had to say the most primal fears, death probably would be the oldest. Like, you would think, right? Because that's the thing that probably played... Well, technically is what plagued humanity first. People are afraid of starving because you die. People don't like being controlled because you have a limited time until you die. People don't like war because you can die. So, like, realistically, death should be the eldest of the horsemen. So it would make sense why Yoshida's been around for a while. But then again, I don't know when Makima incarnated. Like, does she have an age? Did she age past any point? I don't actually remember. Because you know Nayuta can age. Nayuta definitely appears older than she did at the end of part 1. But I wonder. Because I don't know how old Yoshida is. He's still in school. So maybe not. Maybe it's a similar situation to Asa / Yoru where death incarnated through them. And thusly they weren't like born as it like Nayuta and Makima were. I don't know. Overall, brother complex. Nah, it's fine. You know it is. Chainsaw Man. After that one bum chapter where I was like, Chainsaw Man's been hit. It's been hit. This is a really, really solid chapter. Overall, I'm definitely liking the three-way love child between Power, Makima, and Reize. I think it's very, very neat. I do, as much as I don't like the implications of it, that Denji's under the thumb of another control person, I like her characterization so far. I'm very interested to see where she goes, where she's going to fit into the story. Obviously, she's going to be an antagonist for Yoru and Asa specifically, because she's getting in the way of bonding with Denji. Obviously, Denji's probably going to have some sort of development where he hopefully develops some further control in this dynamic, rather than, because once again, you don't make deals with someone who's beneath you. That would imply, like, if you don't make deals, you control. So there's obviously some sort of relativity between the two. But considering Nayuta's the one setting the terms, controlling everything, yeah, that is a little bit sketchy, but I do think, once again, it makes sense. Because we get to see true single father Denji. He literally says, you come first, Nayuta. Because that's his kid, essentially. His kid sister, but still his kid in his mind. So I can definitely understand it. And seeing single father Denji working with girl with single father Nayuta is nice. And obviously, Asa desiring human interaction. Oh, that's always hilarious. Asa being just an absolute failure at life. I don't know, I love it. And Yoshida showing up. Very, very, very intriguing. I'm excited to see what happens next when it comes to this guy, because, you know, he's a walking, talking enigma, really. So I'm very excited. And also, that fake Chainsaw Man that happened forever ago now. Are we gonna get any more on that? Is that gonna be a thing? I don't know. I just remember watching someone mention that. I was like, oh yeah, that did happen. We haven't talked about that in a while, so I'm intrigued to see where that goes. So overall, very worthy chapter. Once again, I have no issues with it. I have issues with like certain character dynamics, but that's not because the writing is poor or anything like that. I completely understand why they're happening too. I think it'll lead to interesting stuff. So overall, a 10 out of 10 chapter. I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed it. However, those are my thoughts. Please tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And make sure that little notification bell so you miss out on any videos that come on the channel. Also, you can become a member to the channel for as little as $3 a month to get the same perks of a patron, which you can become for as little as $1 a month and more. Also, make sure that little notification bell so you miss out on any videos that come on the channel. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off.